Yes, cloud is very important, but so are our on-premises customers as well. Let me explain why we never leave them just hanging. I want to talk about one of the things that has come up a lot frequently when I've been going to conferences and user group meetups as a database advocate. And that is people come up and say to me, look, I know cloud's all the rage at the moment, but I'm sick of this cloud. What about us? What about our on-premises customers? Have you forgotten us? I want to stress, I don't work for the sales organization, I don't work for marketing, so I want to give you my honest and personal opinion about cloud versus on-premises and why I think our strategy at the moment is actually a good one for on-premises customers. That's the key thing I want to speak about here. Much of this, I think, comes from the fact that when we release the current versions of the database, the newest releases, it comes out on cloud and Exadata first, and on-premises customers are sort of left hanging. They have to wait for a while to get their version of the product. And so I get that sentiment coming to me via tweets, etc., saying, yes, on-premises have been left lagging. That's actually not the case, and I think what we're doing is actually a smart thing to do. I want to look at some of the detail here in terms of what product is released when. I've got a tidbit here from February 19, which was an announcement saying, yes, we've released 19C on cloud and Exadata. In particular, if we look at another thing from one of the Oracle blogs, you can see the version we released of the product was 19.2. 19.1 never saw the light of day, and if you're unfamiliar with the 19.1, 19.2 and the 18 version, see the Moz note I've put in the description explaining the new release model. 19.2 was the release that came out for cloud and Exadata. On-premises customers then had to wait for a couple of months, and just in the last few weeks you've seen a version of 19 come out for them as well. But here's the important thing. It's not as if we grabbed 19.2, it's up and running on cloud and Exadata, and thought, let's just throw that on the shelf for a while and make our on-premises customers squirm a bit and let them wait. Here's the announcement of the on-premises release. Notice the key difference. It's not 19.2, it's 19.3. It's the next version of the database with more bug fixes, more patches, etc. The reason I think that is critical is it reflects our strategy in terms of trying to deliver better software for all people. By releasing on just cloud and Exadata platforms, then it is the greatest chance of success for our customers because it is the platform that we build the product on. It is the platform that we have the greatest control over. We have control over the hardware, the networking, the storage, the infrastructure, and all the software components that go along with it in terms of ASM and the operating system, and obviously the database kernel itself. The greatest control over that whole stack means we have the greatest chance of being able to rapidly address any kind of problems that come along. And if it's on our cloud, we can rapidly move people to other infrastructure should we have some sort of showstopper problem, or even downgrade them should some sort of disaster strike, which obviously hope would never happen. But by doing so in cloud and Exadata only, we're very, very close to the platform that we actually build the software on, that is Oracle Linux. So we have the greatest chance of success. That's not a carte blanche guarantee that bugs won't be found. We do our absolute best, like all software vendors do, but sometimes bugs are found, but we can rapidly address them because it's entirely housed within a platform that we have the greatest level of knowledge and control over. Once we've had that out in the wild for a month or two, and we've discovered various things that may have snuck through testing, then that gets rolled into the version of the database that will come out for on-premises customers. It's a better product. We've learnt lessons by having it out there in the wild. By doing so, it limits the risk to all customers. On-premises customers get generic bug fixes that may have been picked up in the previous set of patches, but also it's more security for us because if we were to release 19.2 to every single platform, every single customer that is a current customer of Oracle, think about the variation there. What if there was some showstopper bug? Then all of a sudden, it's an enormous demand on the support organization as well to cover thousands and tens of thousands of customers experiencing a problem. That doesn't obviously serve Oracle, but it doesn't serve the customer either. It just frustrates everybody. By having this sort of incremental releasing strategy, cloud, Exadata, and then eventually all the variety of platforms, I think everyone wins here. We win as a support organization for managing the releases, and customers, whether cloud or on-premises, win as well because they get a better quality of service from us. I'd love to say that this is some wonderful invention of Oracle's, but look at any vendor that releases software on a global scale. I know I read somewhere once that Facebook do website changes on a locality, and then they might roll it out to a county or a state and then a country and then globally. Even my own Twitter feed recently, my personal Twitter account looks like the old style Twitter. My Ask Tom Twitter account looks like a new version, looks like they're rolling out some sort of changes to the UI. It's not global yet, it's just to certain accounts, and over time I would imagine it will roll out globally. The concept of controlled, targeted releases, learning from that and then rolling out globally is commonplace amongst large software corporations. So overall, I think the version of cloud first, Exadata first, and then on-premises platforms later is actually a really good thing. It's actually good for us and good for customers. Don't get me wrong, I also, because I travel so much with my laptop, I want the latest version of the database product on my laptop as an on-premises version. I get just as frustrated as customers do when I have to wait that extra couple of months. But I know that in doing so, I'm probably going to have a better experience all around. So that's my reason why I'm happy to defend people who are upset when we say cloud, cloud, cloud. In all honesty, just because we're focusing on cloud doesn't mean we're not focusing on the existing on-premises customer base. I think we can all prosper and win with the strategic release cycle.